Alright guys, so this is a non-contact voltage, and in fact I'm actually doing a test on which is the best. Now these are great tools whether you're a homeowner and you're fixing your machine or a tech. Excellent tools. In fact, I got a few of them that I have, and I pretty much go through them and see which is the best one. You don't want them to be too sensitive, especially when you're working with multiple wires. For example, if you are checking for voltage coming out and you have other wires on the side that are feeding something else, then you have that false reading. So what I like about this, for example, right now this element is broken. Okay, it's 120 volts feeding it. You can see it's connected. It is live, and if you're doing this particular test, make sure that you do have a fuse surge protector right there. So we'll trip that before it actually trip your breaker. And it has to be on wood or rubber, nothing conductive. Okay, so as you see here, we're live, right? All this is live. You don't have to touch the wire to know where the voltage stops. See that? So power is here, and believe it or not, you could actually feel it in your hand. It's the magnet where it grabs, and of course from here on out is your neutral path, but this should be power as well, but the element is broken. If you look closely, right there, that's where it's broken. So I use these on fans, bimetal, anything inside the circuit, especially microwaves. You can know if the switch is good, when the power is flowing or power is not flowing when it should. So great tool to have. All right, I want to continue to show you many of the uses for this particular unit. Now the refrigerator is off at the moment, and so for example, you can check. Okay, that's your line. That's how good this one is. It literally shows you your line. Okay, and that's your neutral. See that? Nothing. Now they do make a difference. See that one? Okay, look. Now that's your neutral, because see the beep? So that means it's not continuous voltage. That's your line. That's power, okay? So it tells you that's your main line. So they both have their functionality benefits. I don't need to really know what the neutral is. Usually it's pretty much no-brainer. But if you want to know it, that's a good one for that. Now this one, same company, same way. Okay. Now I did have another which was a cheap cobalt, and I wanted to use that one as well. Here we go. And then this one doesn't even show the neutral. Okay, so this would not be my favorite. Okay, this tells you your line, but it totally ignores over here. And sometimes that's good, because when you're testing a circuit, you just want to know the incoming voltage. So they have their benefits. You just have to kind of know what exactly you're going to be using it for. In fact, sometimes having two would be great, because now you can check your neutral. For example, this will check your line, and you're like, okay, good. So my neutral is active, okay? So right now, this unit is off, but if let's say you had a refrigerator and the fridge was off, okay? You know you're having power coming in, okay? Power's in, power is going up, okay? But now, this is your compressor and your start relay, your fan, nothing to the fan, okay? So that tells you that you're not getting any power to the fridge. Simple as that. So compressor is not coming on, fan is not coming on. So what could it be? Well, the fridge could be turned off, or you might have a bad board, bad timer, or wires could be cut, okay? Whoever did the work on this, very shabby. Well, those sometimes leak, so I think maybe they just sealed it just in case. And I'm not sure, guy needs to take a lesson. But anyways, what you call it, that's your neutral. So you could have a wire that is cut somewhere up there, and you can actually poke this to see where power is. So great tool to have. So we're going to turn the unit on, and we're going to see where power is flowing and where neutral is. All right, so compressor's running. Okay, that's our neutral. Compressor is running, that means power is going in and coming out the neutral, okay? And what I like about this one, you can actually test just that. And you can actually separate it from the neutral. See that? Now, which wire is carrying power? That red one. And the neutral as well. Why? Because neutral carries it in. Line carries it in, comes out the neutral. Okay? So it does carry the power as well. Now, we do get a little interference. Here we go. Okay? So that's it. Power comes up, comes out, and there it is. It's going to the fan. So right away, you know you're having power going. So let's say you use this machine, this tester, and your compressor wasn't coming on. You know you're getting power going to this start device, okay? So you'd be suspecting the start device to be bad, okay? Sometimes the compressor, but at least you know. If you don't know how to do a lot of testing, you could just order that, put it on. Let's say the fan is not turning, then you know you're getting power, so the fan has to be bad. It's that simple. Now, let's try this one. Okay. And it's neutral. So it tells you that this is neutral. It's a different audible sound, which I like. And that's the line. That's a beep, yeah. So it's a nice little sound. It tells you the difference in the sound. See that? And that's your neutral. And it tells you what you have up here. So I do like both of them. This is pretty good. because it tells you your neutral and your line. So as you can see, fan is running. Pretty good casing, so it's well insulated and not super sensitive like some others that I've seen, and you just have a lot of interference with other wires, and so it's a pretty good unit, guys. All right, so this is the cheapest one that I bought, and it makes a difference. So don't get the cheapest one. In fact, get one of the ones that I have here in the video. For example, okay, it does not know which one has power. Okay, it goes right through. Okay, so it's not too bad here, but right there you don't know which is which. Right there, look, see. Over here, you have the neutral and the white, the red line and white. It doesn't know which is which. In the middle, and it's still going off. Okay? Obviously, if you isolate a little bit, you can tell. So, it's not totally useless. But when you have a lot of wires that are intermingled, now you're right here. Let's say this was behind a panel, and you couldn't get to it, so you didn't have access to it, and all you had was these two wires. You would literally, it would make your work harder because you can't differentiate, okay? So, also up in here, you don't know who is who, okay? You don't know who's alive and who is not. So, big difference with the others, so, all right. Alright guys, so another use for the non-contact voltage tester or voltage detector, okay? So we're at the front of the microwave, and this unit is actually a scratch and dent, so it's actually a brand new unit. Well, it was bought in return, but brand new. So you start off with your power cord, okay? And we have power, neutral, line, okay? That's line, neutral, and you can follow this in, okay? That's ground. Okay, it's neutral. That's line. So we know we have power, right? So now there's no power to the microwave. So your first point is right here, okay? So you know power is going in. This is the board, okay? Now that's your fuse right there. See that? We have power right there on the fuse. What about right on this side? Nothing. See that? That fuse is blown, okay? No power there. No power going out to the board because there's no power after this board. So we would have to replace that fuse. Now, you could go all along here and check wires. There's not going to be anything because the incoming voltage from the outlet to the cord is missing. Everything else is in non-existence. So we're going to unplug the unit. We're going to replace that fuse, and we're going to see the rest of the unit come to life, and then you'll see the rest of the voltage all through the unit. Alright guys, so here's another one that you could use this machine on. This is a dishwasher, and obviously we don't have any power at the moment, but this would be your power wire, okay? Power would be here, and you would trace power going in. So let's say you turn the washer on and it wasn't letting any water in. You would come here, and you should have power. If you don't have power here, you could check the float switch. Now, if you have power here in the float switch, but nothing is coming out, then you know the power stopped here, so your float switch is bad. Let's say your float switch is good, okay? You're not getting water in. Water's turned on. You check power here. You have power. It's not coming out on your neutral. Or yes, it's coming out on your neutral. So you know the valve is bad, okay? Because power is going to it. You have your diverter valve. If it is not functioning, you just check for power there. Sometimes they overheat or they just stop. Same thing with the motor. If your motor is getting power, it's not functioning. Now I'll give you a little trick on some of these motors. The capacitors sometimes will go bad, but you can sometimes just use something tiny like a pencil or a screwdriver or whatever, and just give it a slight turn, just the slightest of turn. And a lot of times, you see this one was actually stuck as well, and see, now it's free. So a lot of times when they're stuck, they require a little more resistance, and that's what the capacitor is there for, to give it a boost. But sometimes when they've been in storage or they haven't been used in a while, maybe every 6 months or whatever, you just turn that slightly and it kicks on and you're good to go. This is the heater, and you can check this. Let's say it's on wash and it's heating, and you can stick this under it. Power goes in, power comes out, so you know the heater is good. Power comes in, doesn't come out, you know you have a problem with the heater. If power is going in, you know that the heater is getting power. If it's not coming out, then you know your heater is broken. If there's no power, then we need to concentrate up there, and that's the timer, and that's where you would start. Also, you would check your door switch as well, make sure those are functioning, because if your door switch is not working, nothing is going to work. All right, I think that concludes the uses for this unit. Thanks for watching.